Thank you so much, boy. Can you say something? I'm back. Before we get to it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you always watch the full video.
At this point, I don't know if Durk's case is getting better or worse. Just days ago, paperwork dropped that had everyone thinking this might be good. Durk's 4 lawyers, led by legal powerhouse Drew Finling, filed a motion to dismiss the entire indictment. But they didn't just attack the indictment. They targeted LA's top federal prosecutor, Bilal Isaili. Durk's team would ask the courts to dismiss the indictment due to the unlawful designation.
I don't know. Like, I don't see Durk coming home easily. If you're gonna come home, bro, you gonna fight this case for sure. It ain't gonna be just. They trying to get things dismissed before the trial starts. I don't think it's gonna work.
Of Isaili as the U.S. Attorney of California and the unlawful appropriation of funding to the office he leads, and to disqualify Isaili and any of the attorneys working under his supervision or paid with funds he has wrongfully received. Now this is what happens when you pay your lawyer the big bucks. They do their motherfucking homework. Isaili was sworn in on April 2nd, 2025, but several federal public defenders have filed motions against him to dismiss him and his team. He's accused of operating without proper lawful authority, not qualifying for his role, and several recent decisions in federal court dismissed others from their positions for doing similar actions. So Durk's team wasn't just trying to say the indictment was bullshit. They're trying to get the top federal prosecutor in LA fired. A second motion to dismiss will be filed, and this time for
that nigga will hand the case over to somebody else before he gets fired, and then you get let off.
The indictment being vague. His team would argue the indictment leaves them guessing as to the government's theory of guilt, and it leaves the government free to change that theory as its cooperator stories morph over time to meet the demands of a conviction. In other words, the feds haven't been specific, leaving Durk's team unable to attack specific things they're accusing him of. Because of that, anyone cooperating against Durk can easily be manipulated into saying what the feds can use to convict him. Everyone knows Durk has been charged with murder for hire, alleging he offered a bounty for the death of Quando Rondo. They'd further allege he used coded language that made it clear Quando's killer would receive money or money opportunities within OTF. Durk's legal team wanted.
The only thing about that is, like, if you ain't got somebody directly in their squad, you're going off an assumption that you think he's talking in code and you think this code means this. You might be super wrong.
Know when, where, and how the coded language was communicated. What were the rewards or opportunities promised for the murder? Durk is accused of directing men to fly to Los Angeles, track, stalk, and attempt to kill Quando. But when, where, how, and who did Durk give these directions to? Durk's team was demanding the specifics so they could specifically target and dismantle each one. Well, some new specifics did drop. The feds would highlight the pressure Durk faced from fans to slide for Vaughn. Apparently, they'd also recover texts between Durk and other members of OTF such as Didi and Booney Mo. Durk was allegedly beefing with O-Block member Munna Duke, accusing him and O-Block of not sliding for Vaughn. One of the cooperators in the case has agreed to testify that him and Booney Mo purchased a vehicle with money from Durk to travel to O-Block and kill whatever members they could find. He also agreed to testify that he would have expected to have been paid for the murder, but the plan didn't go through because of the police presence in O-Block. These texts were from 2023. In 2025, 31-year-old Munna Duke would be killed outside a bar with O-Block youngin.
Turning to breaking news from overnight on Chicago's north side. Chicago police say 2 people were shot and killed and a third person was hurt. This happened early this morning.
Oh, I don't really see them being able to prove all this against Durk, bro. I don't see it.
Morning near Broadway and Rosemont. It's still unknown what led up to that shooting. So far, no one is in custody.
At this time, no one has been charged with the shooting, and in no way has Durk been connected. If Durk is able to beat this case off a technicality like the prosecutor is illegally working, that would be some insane shit. But in all reality, he'd most likely just get re-indicted, or at least that's what I would assume. It's hard to say if any of this is looking good or at least better for Durk, because the accusations are still punishable by forever and don't seem to be letting off that forever part. The feds would also highlight Durk as showing a repeated disrespect and willingness to impede the judicial process. From phone violations to getting caught with an Apple Watch, the feds would claim Durk has escalated his defiance of BOP rules that keep witnesses and others safe. They'd find it even more troubling that instead of accepting responsibility, Durk attempted to destroy the watch and impede the investigation. Not saying it can't happen.
What? Like, yeah, but nigga, no, bro. Like, y'all trying to find every little thing to make it, like, to 100% hang this man. No, I'm not gonna accept that. No, I didn't do it. It's on your wrist. I didn't do it.
But I highly doubt Durk will ever get a bond in this case. This is going straight to trial unless Durk is off.
This is gonna be just how it was for Young Thug. You gonna have to fight this case. It's gonna take some time. But I don't see him being locked up for life. I don't see it.
For the deal he can't refuse. But that's just my opinion. And we'll just have to wait and see how this case plays out. Now, one thing about it, coming from somebody that's been in jail, having a criminal case go on, you know, I had a public defender. I didn't have a fucking Drew Finley. And I feel like the majority of America will never have a Drew Finley. We'll never know what it's like to be represented by a lawyer of that caliber unless you're making...
People do gotta get off the narrative of, like, all public defenders are bad. Because some of them are not. I had a public defender. It was a female. She helped me. I was this close to accepting a strike. And when you get a strike, anything you do after that come with double time. I was that close, bro. She said no. She said no. Let me go talk to your family real quick. Another public defender would have said, this is what you want to do? Okay. And she would have just accepted it. No, she said no. Got me off, bro. All I had to do, I had to go back. I had to get on probation and had to go back to my high school. That was it. Like, nigga,
crazy money. But when your lawyer or your public defender comes up with a motion to dismiss, it sounds great. You're thinking to yourself like, oh hell yeah, nah, yeah, they're gonna go for that. Yeah, they gotta throw it away. I just beat this case, you know, I'm good. And then it goes to the courts and they're like, we ain't going for it. The decision is up to them regardless. So they can make something sound great. Beating this off a technicality, throwing out the curveball that the top federal prosecutor isn't even supposed to be in his position is crazy. And the fact that so many federal public defenders have all filed against this man, if Drew Finley is able to get him thrown out, that would be insane. But
I still don't see that helping him win this case. If this probably was in the middle of trial, that probably would help because it's probably too late to hand the case over. But if this happened before it, he's going to hand the case over, bro, to somebody else. So another top lawyer hit, hey, I know you can beat this. He probably going to hand it to somebody in his office that's working directly under him, but somebody that he knows, hey, here's an easy win.
The feds are on top of everything. They even accused Durk of having Drew Finley go on Vlad TV to make Durk look better in the eyes of the public. Like, the feds are on everything. They watched the DJ Academics interview of him talking about how do you feel when people say slide for Vaughn. They listened to all the lyrics about him talking about slide for Vaughn. They're watching everything. And they're trying to manipulate every situation they can to get the conviction that they essentially want. Now here's the thing, when you file a motion saying, look, we want the specifics, we want to know how coded language was used, we want to know who said what to who, The feds can only respond by letting it be known. All right, this is who said what. This is what was said. But when they do that, Durk's team is going to now be able to build a defense towards that. So I don't think this motion was necessarily to dismiss everything. I think it was more so to force the feds to release the information so that Durk's legal team can better attack them and do a better job at defending.
Yeah, because if they wait to trial, the thing that they probably gonna come out with, you probably Durk's lawyer probably don't even know about. So nigga, they hit you with something that you don't even know about. You gonna be like, nigga, hold up, I don't know how to defend that, nigga. Like, what? I'm a good lawyer, but bro, I didn't know nothing about it.
Him when it comes down to trial, I think that this is all tactics right now. We're watching a $1 million lawyer play. He's playing ball, and he's playing ball with the feds. And this is a big fucking case. This isn't like the Diddy Rico where they just gave him some, crazy bullshit. This is a fucking murder for hire, private jets, machine guns. This is some big boy shit. Now, as far as them trying to say, oh, he's got phone violations, he was doing 3 ways, that's regular jail shit, bro. Anybody that has people to talk to, whether it's your girl, your family, you're trying to get money, you use up all the minutes on your phone, you use someone else's, that's regular jail shit. Like, that's not, oh, he's putting the witnesses' lives in danger. No, he's not. No one's gonna say.
Yeah, no. They would try that. They would still try that because I think they tried that with YNW Melly. I think they tried to say his mom or him was trying to put hits on somebody.
Send a hit like that over a fucking phone. You know what I mean? Or he got caught with an Apple Watch, bro. The man is a celebrity. Who isn't gonna want to have some form of contact with the streets? Whether it's an Apple Watch, an iPhone, whatever he can get his hands on, he's going to try to get his hands on it. And you can't solely blame Durk for that because who you think brought the Apple Watch into the federal jail?
Nick, what? Everything it'd be strictly just the inmates. The guards are getting paid by the inmates to look away.
Other people working at the federal jail. You know what I'm saying? You're not just sneaking that in. You're not getting it thrown over a fence. I don't know if you've ever seen a Fed building, but they look like fortresses, right?
And then that, like, he ain't even been there. I mean, he's been there for some time now, but not long enough to automatically nigga know how to get a phone in, to know how to get an Apple Watch in. Nigga.
So painting the whole picture that, oh, Durk must have somehow smuggled this in or whatever. No, it's not. Motherfuckers want to have communication with the outside world. He obviously tried to destroy it because he don't want y'all going through the shit. That's regular jail shit. That isn't a threat to witnesses, and he's trying, they're trying to make it sound worse than what it actually is because he's not the only person doing that shit in there. You know what I mean? This is simple violations, if you want to call it that. But let me know y'all's thoughts and opinions in the comments section. I want to hear what y'all want to say, and I want to know what y'all are thinking. You think that this is looking better in this case? Do you think it's looking worse? I never knew there.
I don't know, because the only thing about it though, even if they get this lawyer off by you not going to trial and you not defending those charges, I know that somebody else is gonna pick it right up. So they say if he does it, hand it over to somebody. Once he's done, somebody else is gonna see all the evidence that he has, and they still gonna pick it up on their own.
It was an issue between him and O-Block, him and Munna Duke. Allegedly him telling people, man, go put pressure on them because they ain't sliding for Vaughn. Because that's a crazy thing to think. The fans are telling him to slide, and behind the scenes, he's telling other motherfuckers to slide. And Munna Duke was in a ton of Vaughn's videos. But I think a lot of people realize with Vaughn passing, the momentum that O-Block had quickly faded. And once again, it just became another project. And then sadly, Duke got killed not that long after. But let me know y'all's thoughts and comments.
It's true because it was like Durk, and then Vaughn, and then Duty started dropping music, and then it was going up. And then again, I said this all the time, bro. You cannot shadow the fence. 1, 2. you can't do shit in the light and then still be doing shit behind closed doors in the dark. You're gonna get caught. Even if it's you just telling people to do certain things. Them people who you're telling don't have the bag that you have, and you're not about to waste all your whole bag on trying to get them all. Just have all of them get locked up, and it's just you out. You're not going to spend your whole bag to get everybody out. You can only get 1 or 2 out. 1 if that. So that leads to people snitching, and then 2, like nigga, you work too hard to get to a great position in life to where you're taking care of yourself and your people for you to throw it all away. Like that's dumb.